All right, so part number three of how to wheelie your motorcycle. This is going to be about getting your body position right so that you can go from those little 1 foot, 2 foots to the point where you're up, you're riding it, you look like a hero, you're a badass. Part 1 was power wheelies, part 2 was clutch ups, part 3 is body position. Make sure you check out the other ones if you haven't seen it yet. This one is going to be the last one. This one's going to be something you don't do on day one. This is down the road, and this is basically the last instruction I can give you before you start taking things into your own hands. So check it out, buckle up, it's going to be a good one. Part 1 was power wheelies, part 2 is clutch ups. This is going to be part 3, all dedicated to body position. What you're going to do with your arms, with your bars, with your weight, and where you lean to make that bike go from just popping it up a little bit like you've been doing, you clutch in, power, to the point where you're up here, right? And now you're riding it and you look cool. So this part is the hardest part to teach because it really takes a lot of trust, and it's a little bit more of an art than a science, if you will. There's no exact way to do it. But the gist of what we're going to try and achieve is that as you get your pop high enough now, you're going to start leaning back. And it's not like you just throw yourself back and throw it to the clouds, because there is a such thing as balance point that you don't want to go past. You want to stay at balance point at the most. But there is a technique that I used to teach myself when I was able to lean back. All right, it's a long technique. It takes a lot of time. We're going to go over it right now. So let's do this. What I am going to try and show you is what I did when I first started to get my wheelies higher. I kept my weight all the way forward over the bike like this, okay? Because I was afraid that if it popped, I was going to loop backwards. And I never wanted to be leaning back like that. Something you should know is that when you're leaning back far, look at my arms. They're straight. They're like this. A lot of input to the bars. When you're up like this, my arms are relaxed. Ideally, that if I hit something, I don't have to like shake the bars the way I would if I was up here, because the bars aren't being pulled by a tight and fully extended arm. So what I recommend doing, and that I'm about to show you, is learning to get your wheelie higher with your weight forward. And it's a tough one because it's going to take more power to get the wheelie higher with your weight forward than with your weight back. And slowly what you're going to have to learn to do is popping it up with your weight forward and then slowly extending your body a little bit further back until you're actually ready to ride it. So this first wheelie, I'll let you watch through this camera right here. I'm just going to lean back a bit. It's not easy to tell, okay? It's just a very slight movement. But then we'll start going through leaning forward and showing you what it's like to actually get your body backwards and what to do with your arms. So here we go. We're coming around the corner. We're getting ready to wheelie. I'm going to get my weight far forward, and I'm going to do that little clutch up stuff that we did before. Okay, the bike pops up. I'm going to try it again, slow down a bit to my wheelie speed. You want to be consistent in your speed. Do it again. Okay, it came up higher there. I have my body forward, okay? If I'm backwards, that same amount of power is basically going to make me ride the wheelie, but I'm keeping the weight forward. Let's do it again. Body all the way forward. See that? My face is down here. And what that's basically doing is helping me as a person, and you, as you learn, cope with the reality that your bike is going to rotate higher and higher, which is going to come closer to ejecting you off the thing every time. And as you start getting higher, you need to get comfortable with that feeling of having the bike up in the air. And for me, the way to cope with the feeling of that bike coming up higher was basically to know that it wasn't going to just flip backwards. And it is possible that it does, but the reality is that you just want to get that to be a smooth and slow transition from leaning forward to leaning back. So we'll do it in second gear again. I'm going to come around. I'm going to lean a little. So I was down here before. I'm going to stay like right here. Aggressive riding position, but not chin to the bars. Let's see what happens. That was a weak one. I'm going to slow down on my wheelie speed again. Try it again. Okay, that was better. The bike rode it a little bit further because more weight was transferred backwards, and I kept the throttle open. Let's try one more time before we run out of road here. Look at that. We're learning. Oh, yeah. So you're leaning forward, okay? And you slowly, you go from this to this to this to the point where you're leaned back. And you really, really, really want to take this part smoothly, because there's no gain to just leaning back immediately, because one, your arms will give tension to the bars. Two, when you're leaned back, a lot of things happen to the weight of the motorcycle. It's a totally different ride. So this time, I'm gonna go to like that stage 3. I'm not here. I'm not like this like I just was. I'm kind of upright, okay? I'm upright right now. Let's just see what happens. I'm gonna go for the wheelie, same speed as usual. Look at that. I'm doing the exact same thing power-wise. I'm not giving it more power. I'm not trying harder. It's just the weight transferred backwards is helping me ride it. Down to our wheelie speed. Let's try it one more time here. Maybe 2. Whoa, that one came up abruptly. There's a beekeeper down there watching us. I'm gonna do just that. So you see, we haven't changed our throttle, we haven't changed our clutch, we haven't changed our bike. The only thing we've changed is our body position. Like this. You see my shadow leaning forward or back? That's not a good shadow, but leaning forward or back on the bike. And what you want to do is basically start lifting your bike higher and higher with your body weight forward so you feel comfortable, you know it's not going to loop on you. And then, once you've got that lift going on, you can start leaning back. Now I'm going to do this in second gear. I'll show you what a real wheelie looks like in second gear now. Now that I've gotten comfortable with this bike, I've spent weeks, hundreds of tries doing this, or however many it takes for you. It's going to be individual. I'm coming around the corner again. I'm on my straight. I'm doing the same wheelie speed. This time I'm leaned back already. I'm sitting back in my seat, and I'm just going to pull it up to me. Pretty good, huh? I mean, that's not the best wheelie I've ever done in my life. By far, not even close. But the point is, we just showed you stage 1 through 5 or whatever it was, step by step by step, including power and clutch up if you count the videos before, on how to go from not knowing how to wheelie your bike at all to suddenly being able to do the right things with your body and your controls to get the bike in the air. Now, the same thing I said in video 1 and 2, and I'll repeat here, find yourself a good isolated spot, right? Find yourself somewhere empty. Find yourself something flat and smooth. This road is a little bit rough for my like, but it is the most isolated, and you know, I know how to wheelie, so it's not a big deal. And the other thing is just, this is the biggest theme in all of wheeling: smoothness. Nothing abrupt, nothing violent. You just want to be smooth. So let's just do a big one here, I guess. Go for a big third gear wheelie. Now I gotta roll, because that beekeeper does not look very happy at me. But, you know, I think we achieved what we wanted to do. This is the third video of the 3. First is power wheelie, second is clutch ups. This is how to do your body correctly so that you go from just popping it to the point where you're riding them. Take time. Watch these videos a few times. Literally pay attention to what I'm saying. You know, it's easy to just watch the bike, but hear the words, because what I'm telling you is exactly what I did. And I wish I had these videos. Even though nothing bad happened to me, I wish I had some more clear steps on how to do it. So you got these now. Be safe, right? Be smooth. Take your time. It's not a rush. And when you start to wheelie, be smart about it. Don't wheelie in traffic. Don't wheelie when there are corners coming up. I taught you guys that one pretty well. Don't wheelie at times where it doesn't make sense to wheelie, okay? And then, I don't know, man, just tell me how you do. Comment your progress below on this video, the first or the second. Make sure to follow the Instagram and send me pictures if you get pictures of you wheeling, tag me in them or whatever. Comment, like, subscribe, share this around to anybody who doesn't wheelie that needs to wheelie. And I don't know, man, that's how you wheelie. That's what you do. It's very simple. It just takes balls, it takes time, it takes practice. So go out there, give it some work, and until I see you guys in the next one, peace.
If I left, then it made no sense. And you tell your friends, and they call your friends. Baby, never mind, never mind. Never mind, never mind.